Hallo und herzlich willkommen zu einem neuen Projekt, und zwar der Beginners Guide. Das wird jetzt wahrscheinlich den meisten einfach gar nichts sagen. Der Name ist auch nicht gerade irgendwie ausschlaggebend. Aber was man vielleicht kennt, das Spiel, das vorher von dem Entwickler gemacht wurde, nämlich Stanley Parable. Und das Spiel soll, glaube ich, ähnlich und doch wieder anders sein. Ich habe keine Ahnung, was mir erwarten wird. Aber ich hoffe einfach mal, dass es nur ansatzweise so gut ist, wie Stanley Parable es früher war. Und ohne groß auszuschweifen, starten wir einfach das Spiel und schauen, was uns erwartet. Bitte Audio einschalten. Check. Steuerung. Maus, WASD. Check.
Hi there. Thank you very much for playing the Beginner's Guide. My name is Davey Reedon. I wrote the Stanley Parable, and while that game tells a pretty absurd story, today I'm going to tell you about a series of events that happened between 2008 and 2011. We're going to look at the games made by a friend of mine named Coda. Now, these games mean a lot to me. I met Coda in early 2009 at a time when I was really struggling with some personal stuff, and his work pointed me in a very powerful direction. I found it to be a good reference point for the kinds of creative works that I wanted to make. So just to start you off, this is, I think, the first game he ever made. It's a level for Counter-Strike. You can walk around here, by the way. And mostly it's just Coda learning the basics of building a 3D environment. But what I like is that even though he starts from the simple aesthetic of a desert town, he then scatters these colorful abstract blobs and impossible floating crates around the level. And of course, it destroys the illusion that this actually is a desert town, and instead this level becomes a kind of calling card from its creator. It's like a reminder that this video game was constructed by a real person. And it kind of makes you wonder, what was going through his head as he was building this? This is what I like about all of Coda's games. I mean, not that they're all fascinating as games, but that they are all going to give us access to their creator. I want us to see past the games themselves. I want to get to know who this human being really is. And that's exactly what we're going to do here. So, it's 2008, Coda starts making these games, and he never releases any of them. He doesn't put them onto the internet, he just makes them and then immediately abandons them, and they sit on his computer forever. And I think he really understood this image of himself as a recluse. At one point, he jokingly renamed his computer's recycling bin to Important Games Folder. So, you know, this was just how he worked. He tended to crank them out one after the other without even really pausing to try to understand what he had just made, until suddenly one day, he just stopped. In 2011, that was it. He made his last game, and then he hasn't made another one since. And that's why I've taken this opportunity to gather all of his work together, is because I find his games powerful and interesting, and I'd like this collection to reach him, to maybe encourage him to start creating again. And if the people like you who play this also happen to find his work interesting, then I'm sure it'll just send that much stronger of a message of encouragement to Coda. So thanks for joining me on this. If you have a particular interpretation that I haven't mentioned here, or if you just need to get in touch, you can email me at daveywreden@gmail.com. Okay, that's about it for introduction. Let's take a look at Coda's first proper game. As each game is loading, I'll show you the date that it was completed. This first one was made in November 2008.
Okay. Bevor wir jetzt hier weitermachen, ich will nur schauen, ob es vielleicht Untertitel gibt. Für diejenigen, die sich jetzt nicht so gut mit dem auskennen. Untertitelung. Kompletter Untertitel. Ich pack's jetzt mal rein, schauen wie es wird, ob es vielleicht zu störend ist. Aber wenn es jetzt jemand sieht, der nicht so gut ist mit Englisch, weil der ja doch nicht gerade langsam redet, dann ist das sicher nicht unpraktisch. Aber die Texte... What? Flüstermaschine aktiv. Was? Flüstermaschine?
It's called Escape from Whisper, and it's one of the more generic games you'll see from Coda.
Okay. Ich nehme einfach den roten brennenden Weg, der falsche ist. Oh, ich kann schießen. Macht zwar so gut wie keinen Sound, aber okay. Flüstermaschine. Was ist eine Flüstermaschine? Spielen die hier stille Post und haben eine Maschine? Die ist jetzt durchgedreht. Und spielt jetzt stille Post bis zum Tod. Oh oh. Ich hab irgendwas gehört.
It kinda looks like this game was abandoned mid-development. For instance, you have this gun, which you'd think would indicate that there are supposed to be monsters or enemies somewhere, but then clearly there are no enemies anywhere.
Okay.
You can't even reload the gun when you run out of bullets. But ultimately we don't really know. Maybe Coda thought that actually it was complete the way that it is. And I think that we should talk about his games for what they are, rather than for what they're not.
Ah, okay, jetzt geht's hier weiter. Bin echt gespannt, was hier jetzt alles kommt.
I love how you can see the bottom of the universe from this room.
Ah, das ist cool gemacht. Das ist einfach der Boden so richtig. Und wenn man von hier sieht, echt tolles Bild. Das ist ein schönes Bild, wo es das ein bisschen zu sehr mitbewegt. Aber der Boden unten. Das ist cool. Oh, 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 die gehen auf. Unsere Wand, verdammt. Ach nee, kein der.
Apparently the space station has a labyrinth on it. Sure, I don't know. There's really no reason for it that I've ever been able to discern, so in the interest of time, I'm just gonna skip you on past it.
Was? Ich finde das gerade richtig cool, wie der Erzähler hier mit einem direkt interagiert.
Okay, this is the part that's interesting. The game has this narrative about the whisper machine and how it has to be turned off, and then you get to the engine room.
Okay. Das ist die Flüstermaschine.
You there, in the engine room. You could save us all. That beam is powering the whisper machine. We could disrupt it by introducing a great enough heat signature. If your body could stop the beam. It's so much to ask, but for all of our lives, would you do it? Could you give yourself?
Das ist jetzt aber doch ein bisschen hart. Kann ich das? Kann ich mich opfern? Irgendwie eine harte Entscheidung. Aber ich komme hier eh nicht mehr raus. Also, YOLO. Ah. Und
Let me
tot.
pause here for a second. What you just experienced, stepping into the beam and then dying, is probably what Coda had initially intended when he was developing this level. But when he first compiles and plays it, something goes wrong. There's a bug somewhere. And this is what happens instead.
Okay. Oh, okay. Okay.
The beam causes you to start floating. And this is an important moment for him. Because yes, this is technically a glitch, but Coda identifies something human about it. Like how small it makes you feel in the face of this larger chaotic system. Or this floating could be the afterlife, a peaceful place, juxtaposed against all of the hysteria that you've just had to traverse. I don't even know. I have no idea what he was thinking, but what's clear is that after making this, something lodges itself in his brain. He wants to do more of these really weird and experimental designs. So he stops work on this and moves on to a stream of tiny little games that go in all sorts of directions. Let's go ahead and take a look at the first game he made after leaving this one behind.
Ist auf jeden Fall interessant. Was aus so einem Glitch alles werden kann. Die Vergangenheit lag hinter ihr. Hinter wem? Ah, oh.
Yep. In this game, you can only walk backwards.
Oh, boah, das ist böse. Boah, das ist böse. Ich kann nicht schauen, wo ich hingehe. Oh, das ist... Ist ja richtig cool. Eine richtig coole Idee, aber richtig böse.
So it's a short and relatively minimalist experiment combining motion and narrative. It is less advanced than the previous game, but actually it seems to be more focused, more complete. Coda's trying to give it a unique voice rather than simply basing it on a pre-existing trope.
Finde ich gerade richtig cool gemacht. Warum ändert sich die Zukunft ständig? Sonst steht hier nichts, dann gehen wir mal... Moonwalken wir weiter. Wenn sie stehen bleibt und sich umsieht, wird es klarer. Oh. Geht's ja schon hoch hinaus. Aber wenn die Zukunft immer hinter ihr liegt. Wer ist ihr? Bin ich eine Frau? Wie soll sie dann die Kraft finden, sich ihr zu stellen? Das ist richtig cool.
It's a short little thought, it says what it wants to say, and then it ends. Didn't need anything more than that. Which to me is why it works, because it gets out quick. Okay, next one.
Das wird richtig cool, das Spiel. Weißt du, das hat da was. Oh, ai. Okay, da ist das Ende der Welt, dann gehen wir einfach den Weg entlang. Wehe, hier kommt jetzt irgendein Jumpscare. Ich hasse Horrorspiele, wo man nichts sieht. Ich hasse allgemein Horrorspiele. Du betrittst nun. Der hat auf jeden Fall was dagegen, dass man seine Story
And that's it.
hört.
Okay, the meaning of this game won't be clear just yet. Please be patient with me for a few more games and I promise you'll see what makes it interesting.
Okay. Dezember 2008.
Oftentimes, Coda would
sind
put
fast
bizarre
alle
titles
Richtungen.
like this one at the start of his games. I wish I'd known him at the time that he was making these early games. He would really only talk to me about his work as he was making it. Once he stopped work on a game, like, that was it. It was dead to him. And I don't agree with that at all, but what are you gonna do?
Es hat auf jeden Fall irgendeine Atmosphäre. Es ist äußerst simpel und irgendwie werde ich immer langsamer, je höher ich
Once you've been slowed
aufkomme.
to an absolute crawl, the door at the top of the stairs opens. So why, if Coda's not showing these games to anyone, why bother opening the door at all? Well, to show you, I'm modifying the game here so that when you press enter, it'll bring you back up to full speed so you can enter the door for yourself.
Soll ich jetzt wirklich Enter drücken? Ich glaube, wenn ich so weitergehe, komme ich hier die an. Okay, ich mache es. Das ist gerade richtig cool, einfach wie der Erzähler direkt mit einem interagiert. Als würde er wirklich mit mir jetzt hier reden. Was? Auf einem X stehen und 3 Stunden lang einen Bären anstarren. Was? Du läufst herum und redest Leute in ihrer Träume und Hoffnungen aus. Ein Schlüssel in einem Spiel sperrt die Tür in einem völlig anderen Spiel auf.
And nice and filled with little ideas for games.
Spiel, das nur aus Postern und Entwürfen besteht, die zeigen, wie das Spiel aussehen sollte. Ein Spiel, in dem
Coda would often
Gegenstände
tell me
gesammelt
that he
werden.
didn't mind if people thought of him as cold or distant. He said that he knew that he was actually a vibrant and compassionate person, but that it takes time to really see that. It can be a very slow climb to get there.
Du öffnest einen Laden in deinem eigenen Körper und verkaufst Organe, um vor deinem Tod möglichst viel Geld zu bekommen. Spiel, das nur aus... Ja, okay, lass mich halt nicht lesen. Januar 2009. Auf die Fische, fertig, los. Das sind echt tolle Texte, die der jedes Mal einblendet. Hat auch viel mit der Story zu tun, auf jeden Fall. So. Im Spiel muss man echt aufpassen, dass nicht irgendwann irgendwas hinter einem erscheint. Ich will alles sehen.
Well, this is new for Coda. It's an actual puzzle. Go ahead and see if you can solve it.
Okay. Gut, die Taste war schon mal die richtige.